The Board of Education has convened this evening for the sole purpose of receiving public commentary on the renaming of the Francis Fuchs Early Childhood Center Media Center to the Rita Manela Media Center. There are 4 registered speakers this evening, and I would like to call their names in order that they will speak. Our first speaker will be the principal of the school, Ms. Deirdre Trammell. Our second speaker will be Mr. Conlon, the vice principal of the school. Our third speaker will be Ms. Vega, who is from Francis Fuchs. And our fourth speaker is going to be Ms. Ross. And therefore, I would like to have the speakers to begin, and we will hear your commentary. Thank you so much.
And thank you for this opportunity to address you on this occasion. I want to say that in thinking about tonight, I wanted to write down a few thoughts, but I do best when I come from the heart. Societies all across this global planet have marked events and people and happenings and situations in their lives by building a memorial, and future generations would come and say, what mean these stones? And there was always a story behind it. This year's group of children who have entered our program, who perhaps were not here last year at our school, may not have known Ms. Rita personally, but when they go into the Media Center, which is the wonderful opportunity of every child in our building having an opportunity to be in that setting, they will see a beautiful picture of her hanging there. And hopefully someone will point out that you're not just going to the Media Center, you're going to Miss Rita's Media Center. And we are doing that, or propose to do that, because of the high honor that we have had in years past working with this remarkable individual who left an indelible mark on our lives and on our children's lives and our family lives. I can so vividly remember the many nights, well beyond the time when I'm leaving at 7 or 7:30, both Miss Rita and Miss Melissa, who were the 2 people who staffed our Media Center, would be here. I'd see their cars. Or, what are you still doing? Oh, we have to get the lesson ready for tomorrow. We're preparing for a performance for the children, and they're making props or costumes, all those kinds of things. So she went always consistently above and beyond. It was our honor last year to nominate her for Supporting Employee of the Year, and she received her award most graciously at Martin's Cross when walking the red carpet. We were all very envious. But it was a proud moment for her, and was made even prouder for us by our being able to experience it with her. So we come here tonight in support. We're wearing flowers in memory of our dear Miss Rita. She will be with us throughout eternity, literally, and we just count it an honor and privilege to come here tonight to speak to the board on behalf of the entire Francis Fuchs staff and community, requesting permission to rename officially our Media Center in honor of Miss Rita Manela. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Members of the Governing Board of Prince George's County Public Schools, parents, guests, and staff of Francis Fuchs, my name is Ron Conlon. I am the assistant principal here at Francis Fuchs Early Childhood Center. It is my pleasure to say a few words about Rita Manela, whom I've known for just a short period of time. My only regret is not having the pleasure of knowing her longer. However, because of her vitality, her enthusiasm, and extreme dedication, truly exemplifies this outstanding individual. Rita loved and cared for the students and staff she served so well. She demonstrated the highest level of professional commitment in her work ethics. She generously gave of her valuable time, and often, as Mrs. Trammell said, found her working long hours beyond the school day. Recently, on December the 19th, her family, president and former colleagues gathered here in our cafetorium to pay tribute to her with the dedication and renaming of our Media Center in her honor. Now, many words will be spoken here this evening, but perhaps the most eloquent words were those that were not spoken, that will never be spoken. No one will ever know how many children she helped throughout her life. No one will ever know how many lives she's touched or shaped. The legion of students who have passed through the Media Center door and whose lives touched by Ms. Manela's kindness and compassion are not here to speak today, and yet they do speak. So on behalf of the community of Francis Fuchs Early Childhood Center, I respectfully request that the governing board consider and approve the renaming of our media center to the Rita Manella Media Center. Thank you.
Good evening, board officials, staff, and community members. My name is Melissa Vega. I'm a special educator and media specialist here at Francis Fuchs. I had the honor to work with Ms. Rita Manella since November of 1996. For all the years we worked together, she showed to be a caring, nurturing, and dedicated individual. Together, we worked with a variety of age groups, ranging from preschool to first grade, as well as a variety of teaching settings, including a co-taught and self-contained classroom, and in the media center. Regardless in which type of setting we were placed, Rita showed to be an exemplary employee who went beyond the call of duty and her responsibilities as a paraprofessional. Excellence was a value that Mrs. Manella strived for. She was constantly seeking for innovative techniques, strategies that she could utilize to engage her children with special needs. She realized that her students had developmental barriers that prevent them from learning with traditional teaching methods. With this in mind, she attended various workshops provided by the Maryland Artist Teacher Institute, Wolf Trap Foundation for the Performing Arts, and National Association for the Education of Young Children. Mrs. Manella also believed that parent involvement played an important role in the development of young children. She empowered parents by soliciting their participation in school activities and maintained an open and respectful relationship with them. She planned and assisted in a variety of parent activities, such as workshops for Spanish-speaking parents, Mother's Day and Father's Day breakfast, and our annual international night. As part of the media team, Mrs. Manella was actively involved in school-wide assemblies, such as the Three Little Pigs, Nursery Rhyme Parade, Michael Jackson and Beatles tribute, Read Across America. During the preparation of these events, Mrs. Manella would stay long hours after school to get things completed. She was a very giving person and did not need to be recognized in order to give her all. It meant more to her to impact a child's life in a positive way, rather to receive any personal recognition. Mrs. Manella's dedication and devotion to our students was acknowledged last year when she received the Outstanding Supporting Employee Award. Mrs. Manella truly deserved this award. She had been an invaluable support to me and to all the Francis Fuchs community. Excuse me. I appreciate your time. Respectfully request that Francis Fuchs Media Center be renamed to Rita Manella Media Center. Thank you.
My name is Joyce Ross, and I'm a special educator here at Francis Fuchs. I've known Rita as both a dear friend and a colleague for the past 16 years. It is an honor to share a few words here. We have worked together as a part of a co-teaching team, and we also work together as a part of the Maryland Artist Teaching Institute program. Rita has been a positive influence on me, the staff, and the children here at Francis Fuchs. She has impacted me in 3 ways. Number 1, her sensitivity. Number 2, her courage. And number 3, her daring spirit. Rita's sensitivity was displayed in the respect she gave the children and to her colleagues. Rita had a knack for tapping into the strengths of the children and her colleagues. Rita's courage was displayed in the way she continued to teach children with love, enthusiasm, and creativity, in spite of the effects of chemo treatments. Rita's daring spirit was displayed in the way she set no limits on what she was willing to do for students and colleagues. Rita took many professional trainings and continuously honed her teaching skills. She shared all of her talents freely, from acting to cooking. I sincerely thank Rita for all the inspiration she gave to us. Her sensitivity, her courage, and her daring spirit will live on forever.
Excuse me, at this time, we have concluded the list of registered speakers. Are there any others who wish to speak for or against the renaming of the Media Center of Francis Fuchs? If you would please come forward at this time. Seeing no other speakers, thank you very much for coming this evening. I know it's very brief. The process is that a resolution was introduced to the Board of Education to rename the Media Center the Rita Manella Media Center of Francis Fuchs Early Childhood Center. The first reading of that proclamation came on January 5th. The next step was to have your public hearing, which we have done so this evening. The second reading and the subsequent vote, which will officially be conducted, will be on Thursday, January 26th, I think is Thursday. Is it 26th? On Thursday, and it is at that time, at the regular meeting of the Board of Education, that the proclamation will again be read and a vote will be taken. And at that time, the members of the Board of Education will conduct its voting. And because the vote will include 10 members, because the student member will also vote, a preponderance of votes that will pass this resolution will be 6. But as a member of the Board of Education who read the original, I have no concern that the members of the board will see this as an honor and will duly register your proclamation, and we will act accordingly. I do thank you so much this evening for coming out. Last call, is there anyone else who wishes to speak on behalf of this proclamation resolution? If not, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for coming.